porch light flickered erratically, casting long, dancing shadows that distorted the familiar facade of my house into something alien and menacing. It's a trick of the light, I told myself, just like the unnerving stillness that had settled over the neighborhood for the past week. Ever since the first knock, it started subtly, a tentative rap on the door late one Tuesday night. I'd assumed it was a late delivery, a neighbor needing something. But when I peeked through the peephole, there was no one there, just the empty, moonlit driveway. I shrugged it off, blaming fatigue. Then came the second knock, 2 nights later. Louder this time, more insistent. Again, no one, just the rustling of leaves in the wind, a sound that suddenly seemed to carry a chilling undertone. My dog, a usually boisterous terrier mix, whimpered softly from his bed. His ears perked, a low growl rumbling in his chest. Tonight was the third. It wasn't a knock, it was a scrape. A long, drawn-out drag against the wood of my front door, like fingernails on a chalkboard, amplified by the silence. My heart hammered against my ribs. I scrambled to the peephole, my breath catching in my throat. There he was. Not a man, not really. His face was a mask of shadow, features indistinct, but the silhouette was enough. Tall, unnaturally so, with shoulders that seemed too broad, too hunched. He was wearing a dark, long coat, even though the evening was mild. And then his head tilted, slowly, deliberately. It was as if he could sense me watching, as if my gaze had drawn him from the darkness. He raised a hand, not to knock again, but to caress the door. His fingers, impossibly long and skeletal, traced the grain of the wood. A faint, phosphorescent glow seemed to emanate from his fingertips, leaving a faint, sickly green smear where they touched. It was like watching something that didn't belong in this world interact with it. A low hum began to vibrate through the floorboards, a sound that seemed to bypass my ears and resonate directly in my bones. The flickering porch light intensified, then died, plunging the porch into absolute blackness. But I could still see him, or rather, I could feel his presence, a palpable chill that seeped under the door and snaked its way up my legs. He didn't speak, but I heard a whisper, not with my ears, but in my mind. A sibilant hiss, promising things I didn't want to understand. Images flashed behind my eyes, distorted reflections of myself, trapped behind glass, my own features contorting into a rictus of terror. The whispers grew louder, morphing into a chorus of disembodied voices, each one speaking a single, guttural word I couldn't comprehend, yet felt like a curse. My dog let out a strangled yelp, then fell silent, a silence that was worse than any sound. I backed away from the door, stumbling over a rug. The green glow from his fingertips intensified, spreading across the wood like a creeping mold. And then I heard it, a soft, wet thud against the door, followed by another, and another. He wasn't knocking. He was planting something. The hum grew, a sickening drone that made my teeth ache. The air thickened, tasting of ozone and decay. I knew, with a certainty that chilled me to the marrow, that I couldn't stay here. The darkness outside wasn't just an absence of light. It was a presence, and it was waiting.